So I figured the main team would consist of Pen students that are in the PLA. Myself, Pengy, Terry, Max, Yellow, Squishy, our military's finest. If only I could get the idea approved by the council, we could move in and take that guy in and deliver him to The Hague. Uh-huh. Great. Look, don't you think it's a bad idea just to be broadcasting your plans like this? Do I really have to know about it? Who are you gonna tell anyway? You owe me. Cassis has a grudge against you and I stuck up for you. Okay, but isn't it also just a bad idea in general? I mean, why have a team of PLA soldiers attached to this? Get Pen students that aren't in the military to do it, so you can disavow their actions should they be captured or killed. Just what the Union needs, a Bay of Pigs situation. That's better than dragging your country into war with Russia and its allies. Have some common sense, General. The sense I have isn't so common these days, Mr. Moran. It's unfortunate. Everybody is so busy holding on to the status quo they've forgotten about justice. The man-child speaks of justice, eh? Don't you have a video to do about your silly little Japanese cartoons? Yes, but I don't need to hear that from you. My apologies. It seems that I've had too much to drink. Good luck with the video. Yeah. Hiya! Penguin Truth here, and it's time for more Otaku Evolution. Be sure to like, subscribe, and contribute to my Patreon. How have I gone this long without talking about One Piece? It's One Piece! You know how people call One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach the Big Three? There is no Big Three. There's One Piece, and then there's everything else. It's a behemoth of sales and influence in manga and anime. It makes Dragon Ball look like a quaint little mayfly. One Piece is a staple of otakudom. You cannot escape it. When it comes to just pure world building, One Piece has everything else beat. The intricacies of the world it takes place in are masterfully crafted, a carefully woven tapestry of interacting backstories, character relationships, and concepts. I can spend hours on the One Piece wiki just getting lost in the weeds of the lore. Ichiro Oda is some kind of super genius, to be certain. So why aren't I a bigger One Piece fan then? I wouldn't even rank it in my top 40. Well, that's a little difficult to explain. But I'd say I respect One Piece more than I actually like it. I think a good sample of early One Piece can be found in the TV special Episode of East Blue from 2017. I wanted to cover something in the series that had material right from the manga, and this gives me a good variety of backstories and character dynamic establishment. This special allows me to cover canon material, which is always good. At the same time, I've also been watching the live-action One Piece series on Netflix, which covers some of the same beats. It is miraculously good, especially for a series that has to cover one of the most cartoonish, exaggerated worlds in manga and anime history. That should make editing this video a wonderfully challenging prospect. Wonderfully annoying, I mean.
Leave me alone! You're just a coward! He's made a rubble!
How did that happen?
Yo ho ho, he took a bite of gum gum.
The story of One Piece follows the exploits of Monkey D. Luffy, who aims to be king of the pirates and find the legendary treasure, the One Piece. Having eaten a dangerous devil fruit, Luffy is capable of stretching his body out every which way, making him especially difficult to harm and very good at defeating enemies. But he's not alone, because with him are the rest of the Straw Hat Pirates, including First Mate Zoro, expert swordsman, Usopp, talented marksman, Sanji, skilled chef and good with his feet, and Nami, navigator, mapmaker, and thief. Together they set sail for the Grand Line, a stretch of ocean where all the most dangerous pirates work and the most coveted treasures lie. Episode of East Blue sees our Straw Hats make a pact to fulfill their dreams, as the special flashes back to their pasts and how they met. We see where Luffy got his stretchy powers and hat, how Zoro swore to a childhood friend to become the greatest swordsman, how Usopp's lies got him in trouble only friends could bail him out of, how Sanji's determination sent him off to seas, and how Nami struggled to save her hometown from a vicious monster. It's all good material.
You teamed up with the Navy and they took us.
I'll ask you one more time. When did I break my promise? Let's hear it, girl.
Damn it! You betrayed me!
It's a little weird that the first season of the live-action One Piece covers roughly all the same material as this TV special, almost as if it were on purpose. This is why covering this special was so perfect for this time, because it affords me the opportunity to talk about the Netflix show, which is bizarrely well done. After the sad failure of the live-action Cowboy Bebop, it blew my mind that a much more outlandish cartoonish series was adapted so well, especially in comparison. Considering past manga and anime adaptations to live action, One Piece is a real anomaly. Sure, there have been a few good adaptations in the past, but they number even less than the number of views this video will get. One of my favorite things in this special is that we get to see Luffy take out all these arc antagonists. Sure, it's really more of a highlight reel of the battles, but we still get some interesting material. From Luffy headbutting Kuro, to his twisting for Don Krieg, to his gum battle axe to fell Arlong, and an entire tower. We get some decent Luffy combat in this feature, where he uses his elasticity in creative ways. Sure, the best battles still lie ahead of him. Just look at the things they have him doing now with Gear 5. But these are respectable action beats. Ah, if only the live action show had to fight with Don Krieg.
So you got a fancy cloak made of spikes? You think that's gonna be enough to defeat me?
I really liked some of the drama beats too, especially for Sanji and Nami. Sanji having to survive sitting on that rock with Zeph for so long without much food, only to discover that Zeph gave him all the food and has eaten his own leg, is a great bit. Nami trying her best to get her village out from under the boot heel of Arlong by acquiring enough money to buy him out, only to have it stolen by a corrupt military officer is tragic too. Especially Nami's tearful plea for Luffy to help her despite her having betrayed him, and his readiness to do so without reserve. It's a great scene.
Thank you so much. Here we go.
Ready.
Really, the special, and One Piece at large, is all about chasing your dreams. Luffy has a great dream to one day be king of the pirates. Zoro wants to be the greatest swordsman of all time. Usopp wants to be a brave warrior of the sea. Sanji wants to find the All Blue. And besides freeing her village, Nami wants to make a map of the whole world. One Piece likes to emphasize the significance of ambition, both from its protagonists and antagonists. The ambition to change the world, though some of the worst villains, the world government officials, want the opposite, to maintain the status quo. And I have to applaud the live-action series for keeping this key element of One Piece, the chasing of one's dreams. Again, it's such a spot-on adaptation, almost eerily well done. Not perfect, mind you, there's still a few changes they made that make little sense, or leave out some great bits from the manga, but it's by far the best manga to live-action adaptation since... ever? Well, at least since Speed Racer. Yeah, in this house, we stand the Speed Racer movie. I mean, they even got Nami's plea right. If they go as far as Ina's lobby, I'd love to see the I Want to Live bit in live action. I think this show could handle it. So why aren't I a One Piece junkie? I've effusively praised it so far. Well, while the world and character building in One Piece is magnificent and the lore deep, I feel like it actually gets bogged down in the hugeness of the world, to the point of a lack of plot progression. I don't doubt that Oda has a plan for everything, but I find the actual plot of One Piece a bit plodding and meandering. There are these wonderful big moments, but so little good connective tissue. As a writer, I understand the obsession with lore, but if it feels like your story needs voluminous guidebooks, you might be overthinking it. It's still pretty fun, though. Maybe I'll return to the franchise later. Anyway, that's enough Otaku Evolution for now. Next time, we'll take a look at the irresponsible Captain Tyler. Until then, see ya!
Nothing's gonna stand in our way!
As much as I loathe to agree with Mr. Morad, he makes a good point. Dealing with international crises is above your pay grade.
Above my pay grade? Where's that waiter, by the way?
Even if he has a warrant out for him, the man in Moscow has a lot of influence globally. And even if you were to arrest him and hand him in, there's no guarantee he'd be convicted. And then what? War with Russia for what? So you can grandstand?
You're right. We should just let him do whatever he wants all the time.
Don't be a child. Let the diplomats handle it. I'm sure your Grand General Pan has told you as much.
Oh, sure, the diplomats. They'll get it done. They're about as effective as that doddering old mummy in the White House. You know, at this point, it's not even elder abuse. It's improper disposal of a corpse. Speaking of which, how's your dad?
The King of Swell is doing fine, thank you.
Sorry for bad-mouthing your papa. Kicking off soon, you think?
He's ill, but in high spirits.
You know what I've been rewatching? Last Exile.
An underrated classic.
Isn't it, though? Enough politics, let's talk about that. And where's that waiter?